Alright, look. Gonna start things off by saying I haven't watched My Little Pony in years. I used to be part of the fandom back when it was first released. I grew up with it. I remember using bases on my own DeviantArt to make silly little OCs, or turn people's furry OCs into ponies with silly little fanfictions because I was a quirky teenager. With that being said, I don't remember much from the series. I'm just doing this for fun. I like redesigning, so this was a blast. Another thing, this is just for fun. These are my own changes based on my own preferences. You got it? We got it. Sweet! Now let's get into it. Wait, one more thing. Can we just appreciate for a second how cute my pony son is? I did a fun design challenge with a friend of mine who made it for me. I put a few more color twists on her, and bam, she's freaking adorable. Her name is Bugs. I went ahead and started with Applejack. Applejack doesn't seem to be a favorite character among the pony fandom, which I don't know why. She's sweet and fiery, and I like that. I changed her into a Clydesdale and made her the buffiest of the group, and the oldest. I wanted to make these characters not only different in personality, but also in body shape and age. One thing I've learned so far in my adult life is friends come in all shapes and ages. I have friends older than me and some a little bit younger. I want to show this in my redesigns. So I turned Applejack into a MILF. Okay. Not literally, but I changed her design and story just a bit. Apple Bloom is now her young daughter, and Applejack herself is in her late 30s. She's a hardworking mama who takes no garbage. In my head, Dolly Parton voices her because, well, it just fits for me. I added a few patterns while trying to keep it as close to easy to animate as possible. I added scars because she's a working horse on a farm. She's gonna get hurt and scratched up, and she's gonna be super buff, beefy even. I made her hat red just because I like the way the red ties in with the rest of her body color. Next up is Rainbow Dash. She's 25 and feisty, just like she was in the original My Little Pony show. The things I added was giving her a short mohawk shaped like a thunderbolt, which, by the way, is the cutest thing on the planet. And toning down some of the rainbow colors in her hair. Oh, also, I made her fur lighter. I made her fur lighter, just because it matched her hair better than the blue. I gave her piercings and a tattoo because she's a Billy badass, and everyone who's a badass has tattoos and piercings. That is a fact. Anybody that tells you otherwise is a big fat liar. She's one of the shortest of the main six. I have this headcanon that if you ever bring up her height, it will be on sight immediately. Hide on sight. Nice, new rhymes. Honestly, her eyebrows are like my favorite part though, I'm not gonna lie. I love the little double brow on characters, and it's just mwah, chef's kiss, delicious. Someone get the jar quickly. Okay, look, for Fluttershy, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know that this character and another character not only got a design change, but a change in gender as well. My redesign of Fluttershy is a male. More like Flutter guy. I did this just because I wanted to show these characters are not only different in ages, shapes, personalities, but in other ways too. Whether or not you like this is irrelevant. Like I said, it's for fun and I like the idea of it. Cool? Cool. Now onto the design. I really loved the idea of the Flutterbat. It was one of the episodes I do remember, and I love it. A sweet character with fangs and bat wings. It's adorable, and I love so much. Flutter is in his late 20s, being a hermit that lives in a cottage in the woods. He only comes out to buy bags and bags of food for his creatures. I didn't change much on his colors besides the hair. The green and the dreads just match the fur and his personality more for me, and I think he's the cutest, honestly. He is so adorable, and you are not allowed to disagree with me. I am holding you at gunpoint. You have to say this character is cute, or I will eat you. Okay, just like Flutter Guy, Sorry, I keep saying Fluttershy. Fluttershy. You get the message, okay? Rarity is a male in my redesign as well. I just recently watched the new Trolls movie, and I love Veneer in that. So having Rarity as a sassy tailor with Veneer's voice in mind helped me a lot in the design. When I see other people's redesigns, one of the things I love is when they make his fur darker. The way it lines with the purple in their hair is super pretty to me. I also love when they make the pony species look different. For Rarity, I gave him deer-like hooves and a long cow-like tail and a goatee. I made it so he's also one of the older of the group. One of the oldest? One of the oldest of the group. Man, I can't speak. He's one of the oldest in the group as well. I'm gonna say early to mid 30s. I struggle a little bit with his hair at first because I did like how it looked in the original. I tried to replicate it. I like the idea that Rarity looks judgmental and maybe even hard to approach, but he's actually a sweet unicorn that loves to talk gossip while doing your makeup. I would also like to point out that the longer you see me draw, the longer you can see that I have completely given up on trying to show their cutie marks. Really, I didn't really care about the cutie marks. Like, they're the same in my head. I don't care. This is the initial design is what I wanted to show, but like you can see where I'm like, okay, how can I hide this? uh, I'm not gonna lie, Pinkie Pie was kind of a struggle. There wasn't much I wanted to change, but once I started on my initial design, which which was, just to make her fluffy, short, and chubby, I decided to make her clown-like. She's a party clown. Now, much literally. I kept her pink, but added streaks in her hair. My headcanon is that her hair is actually darker and more bland, but she dyes it for fun. She's supposed to come from a family of rock farmers, from what I remember, don't quote me on that. So she paints and dyes her fur and hair to always look party ready. Want to make her look like a fluffy ball of energy. She gets into mischiefs and pranks with Rainbow Dash, and she's the youngest of the group, being just 20. Unrelated, but I got to looking up references for this character, and I found a lot of the Pinkamena stuff. Does anybody remember that whole thing where everyone was like making horror pony OCs or pony sonas? Like that was a whole thing on YouTube. I remember looking at speed paints of like Pink and Pinkamena killing off all the characters. Like that was a whole series of speed paints on YouTube. That was fucking crazy that that even existed. But I just kind of, it was like a core memory unlocked. I remember watching those speed paints a lot when I was younger, and drawing this just made me realize that was crazy. Alright, so for the final design, Twilight Sparkle was probably the biggest struggle when I was deciding on colors. In my head, I knew I wanted her to be an alicorn. Like, I actually wanted her to be the daughter of Celestia. So Princess Twilight is now born royalty, sent to Ponyville to learn about friendship and to get away from her studies. She is the tallest and one of the youngest as well, as she's only 23. I loved her original bangs and ended up putting him up in a bun because I have a headcanon that alicorns naturally have super long hair that grows really fast when cut. So to keep it out of her face, she pulls it up. When it comes to her colors, though, you'll see it in just a second. Uh, I I knew I wanted to keep them purple. I played around with different shades and concluded I liked the darker purple palette better with her. I originally wanted her littered with stars, but you can see me slowly take some of them out because they look clustered. Feel like I could have done better with her design, but I still like it nonetheless. Can't complain too much about it. It's still cute. Another thing, I just kind of noticed this, but the more I watch the speed paint, the more I realize that like, in the beginning, I tried to match the My Little Pony style. Like, that was my plan. That was my idea. To make it look as close as possible. But then I feel like I gave up. I mean, I tried the body shapes definitely from the show, but the way I draw the noses are a lot different, and of course the ears. And I think the eyes are a bit off, but I digress. It's still cute, and I still love it, but I really tried to replicate the show style And about halfway through, I was like, no, I do this myself. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Well, there you have it. The main 6 redesign. This was super fun. It's kind of funny this started out as a fun art exercise of me drawing ponies, but here we are. Thank you for watching. If you want to see these designs elsewhere, I'll provide my link tree in the description where you can see them on my social medias. This is my first time using my voice in a video and actually talking, so hopefully it doesn't sound like poo. Oh well. Well, thanks for stopping by!